Hey guys, Icy here. You already know what time of the year it is. The annual How to Build a PvP Healer 1-bar edition. If you're looking for something in particular, be sure to check the timestamps in the description below. Otherwise, if you're just new to PvP healing, it might be worth watching the whole video because we are definitely making some changes from last year. So let's jump into it. So for the 1-bar setups, I have two main formulas I like to use, and for both of these options, you will have the Oaken Soul Mythic that I like to run in my Ring 2 slot. The first formula is a 1-piece monster set for the 1-line bonus, a 5-piece set of Wretched Vitality for your body pieces, and finally a 5-piece set for your weapon, jewelry, and belt, which will usually be any type of selfish set or support set. The second formula is a 2-piece complete monster set for your head and shoulders, a 5-piece set of Wretched Vitality for your body pieces, a Ring of Trainee for your Ring 1 slot, and finally a 3-piece set for your weapon and necklace. Now if you noticed, we're not using the typical mitigation set that we used last year, and are now using Wretched Vitality as our craftable sustain set. I got this idea from Shoddy's 2-bar Warden build since it provides the highest recoveries in the game at this time of 520. This led me to want to try it out on a 1-bar setup, and I've been loving the change as I can spam polo winds a bit more and not have to heavy attack as often, as well as actually being able to dodge roll a bit more and not have to worry about my stamina sustain. For the no CP campaigns, Wretched Vitality is considered a proc set, so it will not work. So to accommodate the builds and still have nice sustain, my go-to setup is Formula 1, using a 5-piece set of Amber Plasm as my sustain set on my weapon, necklace, Ring 1, and belt, and a 5-piece set of Heavy Armor on the body. This includes craftable sets. And then rounding it off with 2 different pieces of any monster set you want to utilize their 1-line bonus. It doesn't get any more simpler than that. For the Warfare tree, I always run Resilience for the added crit resistance since I never run any pieces of Impen on my body. The second node I always run is Fighting Finesse because when you're wearing the Oaken Soul Mythic, you are automatically provided Major Prophecy and Major Savagery, which sets your base crit chance at 22%, as well as Minor Force, boosting your crit damage. So this CP synergizes really well with these 2 bonuses. The next 2 available slots are Flex, depending on your situation. If you're acting as the primary healer in the group, I double down on the healing nodes and run Focus Mending and Swift Renewal. If you're taking a lot of damage or not playing as a warden, I'd probably recommend using any of the following: Ironclad, Duelist Rebuff, Enduring Resolve, Unassailable, Cleansing Revival, and Foresight. For the fitness tree, I always run Celerity to help me maneuver quickly around the battlefield, and Pain's Refuge for the massive damage mitigation it provides when we are afflicted with stats effects in PvP. As a 1-bar setup, we don't have the luxury of cleansing like we normally would on a 2-bar setup if you were on a Warden, Necro, or Templar, so if we can't cleanse them, we might as well utilize them. The next 2 spots are Flex, depending on your situation. If you want more max stat padding, I'd go with Balanced Vitality and Fortified. If the game isn't working, I'd go with Slippery. If you want more utility for the team or you have a specific build, I'd go with Spirit Mastery, Bastion, and Shield Master. And if you're going against super sweaty teams that are really good with keeping you CC locked, you might want to consider using Juggernaut and Relentless. For weights, I have 2 different setups I alternate between. First is 5 heavy, 1 medium, and 1 light. The second is 6 heavy and 1 medium. Now, I don't deliberately pick either of these. It just depends on what sets I'm running. Typically, my gloves will be a medium and my belt is in light, but if I'm running a heavy armor support set on my weapons and jewelry, then the 5th piece will be a heavy armor belt. Last year, I used to run all sturdy, but now that we are running Wretched Vitality as our main heavy armor set, we need to get mitigation from another source that is not a traditional mitigation set. As a result, we are now running 5 reinforced on the head, shoulders, chest, legs, and boots, and 2 nerd honed for the gloves and belt. This is so we can maximize our flat resistances as much as possible. And if you want to know why I put nerd honed on those 2 slots, check out my video on reinforced and nerd honed that explains it. For enchants, there is no change from last year. We are still using 7 prismatic setup. As a PvP healer, your health, magicka, and stamina are all important stats to help you do your job effectively and stay alive. For the jewelry traits, similar to what I mentioned a few moments ago, we need to get mitigation from another source that is not a traditional mitigation set. As a result, we are using 3 protective traits for our necklace, Ring 1, and Ring 2 slots because we need to maximize our flat resistances whenever possible. For our jewelry enchants, we are keeping it simple and using 3 magicka recovery glyphs. Last year, I also used 1 stamina recovery glyph, but because of Wretched Vitality, we don't need to worry about investing any points into our stamina recovery. For the weapon traits and enchants, there is no change. We are still using a powered restoration staff with a weapon damage enchant, which will both help boost our heals. For food, again, no change. We are still using Bewitched Sugar Skulls to maximize our max stats across the board. And if for whatever reason you can't get a hold of the recipe, then you can settle for the regular long fin pasty with melon sauce. Now for the attributes, last year we were capping our max magicka at 25k and then dumping the rest into health. This year, because we have such high sustain with Retro Vitality, we don't ever need to worry about what our max magicka actually is. So now we can just dump all 64 points into our health. For the Mundus, we're pretty much always using Ritual. I really haven't had a reason to pick anything else in all honesty, and that's about it. Now for the Vampire, it is essential that we are using stage 3 when on Oaken Soul. We really need that extra mitigation provided by the Undeath passive since we don't have the defensive staying power that you would normally get on a traditional 2-bar setup when using Sword and Board. Alright, so now what can you expect on average for a fully buffed Breton Warden healer? I'm just going to put an overlay with the stats so you can see them. Now, you want to keep in mind, these numbers are going to vary with whatever support set or selfish sets you decide to wear, and as much as I would like to give you some build examples, that's what the whole template's for. Make your own combinations and have fun with it. Alright, that is the end of the video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, or if you have any PvP healer questions you'd like me to answer. See ya.